We're live. It's John Hope Bryant, founder of Operation Hope and Bryant Group Ventures, an entrepreneur, that's me, business owner, that's me, a philanthropic investor, meaning though I'm a philanthropist, a little bit of my own money, getting a bunch of my friends also to put their money in. $2.5 billion so far invested in underserved neighborhoods, 2 million plus clients, up from nothing. Compton, California, South Central LA, modest background growing up in neighborhoods in Southern California, no capital to start with, no trust fund, no rich parents to pull from. By the way, if you sign on now, go to the comment section, let me know what you're thinking. If you sign on later, you make your comments, I will respond to you in time. I know that I'm doing this video late for those on the East Coast. I normally do them much earlier. So my viewers may not catch this in real time, but when you do sign on with comments, I'll promise you I'll respond. So here's the first rule of entrepreneurship. Ready? Definition of an entrepreneur. An entrepreneur is somebody who works 18 hours a day to keep from getting a job. I'm going to repeat that. An entrepreneur works 18 hours a day to keep from getting a job. What is an entrepreneur's greatest skill? Perseverance. Just never, ever, 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 ever give up. Perseverance is your greatest skill. So you don't have any capital. You say, John, I don't have any capital. First of all, the capital comes from the Latin root word capitas, which means knowledge in the head. So let's deal with the fact that you are capital. But, in investing, your best asset is compounded interest. Money on top of money makes more money. I know you're saying, that's not me. I don't have that kind of investment capital. Fine, no problem. In entrepreneurship, it's compounded hustle. It's hustle on top of more hustle, which then creates compounded hustle, which then with persistence means you just outrun failure. And you never, ever, ever give up. You have to have enormous confidence in yourself and your dream. You can't get a job, create a job for yourself. So I'm going to tell you a quick story about a couple of our entrepreneurs at Operation Hope, the organization I founded. The young man that made this suit, Ryan Taylor. I never thought about Ryan Taylor until this moment, but he is a tailor. Drove clothing, does a great job, makes my shirts and my suits. Started with just a dream. Came to us, wanted to be a fashion designer, told them New York's not going to listen to you, not going to pay attention to you because you don't know them. They don't have a relationship with you. So you need a relationship with yourself. You become your own entrepreneur. Create your own fashion house. Don't just go work for somebody else. Why can't you own your own business? He wouldn't listen to me initially. Wanted a loan. Went to Las Vegas with a $10 loan that we gave him. The fashion show that he went to separated him from his wallet because they were better at that than him keeping his money. That's what they were good at. He came back, said, okay, now I'll listen. Went through our entrepreneurship training program at Operation Hope, which is free. We got his credit score up, got his confidence up, got his belief up in himself. And make a long story short, got another $35,000 loan from us, had to pay the first one back, reasonable payments. And he, at his height, made $1 million to a year. 6 employees at his height, raising his family, paying his taxes, and living the American dream. Started a nonprofit called LEAP, which is now an after-school program in South Central LA. Very aspirational story, very sort of common sense, nothing rocket science about it. You didn't have to go to Silicon Valley and do something great, but he just never gave up. He kept hustling. That customer service was extraordinary in his life. Okay, then you've got Stephanie Williams, she says, I'm not a masseuse, I'm a massage therapist. Well, she specializes in professional athletes and people like me who have aggressive schedules, and she specializes in customer service. She's built a whole business around that and is able to be self-employed. There are just tons of examples. Got a young man named Eric, who's in my book, How the Poor Can Save Capitalism, got a notary stamp from the city of Atlanta for $35. $35 notary stamp, and it's making $18,000 a month. Hello, $18,000 a month with a notary stamp, a mobile notary stamp. Came to me to do to sign some documents for me. And by the way, if you sign on, put your comments here or leave the comments in post, I will come back and I promise you I'll respond to each one. You have questions. So he went and got the $35 notary stamp. And I asked him, is this a part-time job? He says, no, I'm doing it full-time, and I have other people working with me. He has mobile notaries all around the city, and he's making $18,000 a month. So these are 3 examples, none of them high-tech, none of them complicated. I'm going to save my personal story of entrepreneurship until later, another time, because I don't want to really do a long video tonight. I just wanted to give you just a moment of inspiration that anybody can do this. I did this. I was homeless for 6 months of my life. I had no trust fund, nothing fancy in my life. I just decided that I was going to become an entrepreneur. I will tell you this. I went through a financial literacy course, which is why I'm so passionate about this. When I was in school, it was a home economics course in Compton, California. I think it was El Segundo Elementary School or Colin P. Kelly Elementary School. The name changed. And a banker came in my classroom to teach entrepreneurship, financial literacy and home economics. Course that doesn't exist anymore. School districts, please pay attention to that. And I remember the guy going through the sessions, and he was wearing a white shirt, a blue suit, and a red tie. I said to him, man, what do you do for a living? Like, what do you do? How'd you get rich legally? He said, I'm a banker, and I finance entrepreneurs. I said, man, I don't know what an entrepreneur is, but I'm going to be one. Boom. Just that quick. Aspiration sits on the right side of your brain. Logic sits on the left side of your brain. This is where hope, well-being, engagement, belief, all that sits, right? So I want you to tell your kids and people you love about, encourage them to live their dreams and reimagine themselves. And if you want to be an entrepreneur, you can be, and you can ultimately fulfill your dreams of really becoming the thing that Dr. King once dreamed about, becoming your own man, becoming your own woman. Becoming an employer. You decide to write checks or cash checks. There is a difference. All right, peace and light. One in a series. We did this in 7 minutes. Hope it was a good nightcap or wherever you are in the world. Peace and light. Bye.